Okay, tier 3 of the challenge. Um, it's really not that bad. You just have to survive this opening onslaught where you will lose someone, and as long as it isn't Jolie, you're fine. You're totally fine. I have also seen double Hermit or double Yodas in here. I've seen double Old Bens in here. So there are multiple ways to skin a cat on this one. This is one of the ones that is doable, unlike the Night Sisters versus Sith one, where most people still have trouble with tier 2. So forget about tier 3. I'm playing it on manual because I did not have time to do multiple attempts, so I didn't want to fuck around. I did this like first thing this morning, and I'm only now doing the voiceover for the video, and it's 4:30, or no, it's 5. So yeah, had a busy day. So by the time I put this out, most people that are going to beat it have probably already beaten it, but that's fine. I'll still put out a video. I still haven't done any of the 6 GAC videos that I am delinquent on, so I'll do that at some point. Maybe tonight, because Bella's working tonight. Tonight's her last night of the week, so maybe I'll do that. But in all honesty, I have been rewatching The Sopranos. Don't ask me why. Just one day I went onto HBO Max and I started watching Sopranos. And I've been watching it every single night for about 5 hours a night, just remembering how good it is. So yeah, I'll try to get to those GAC videos at one point or another, if only to just put more than one video a week out. But no timeline, no concrete timeline as of yet. Yeah, everything is pretty much status quo. CG sucks. Swigo sucks. Although I do like these challenges. The galactic challenges are just fucking terrible and boring. Maybe they'll be more fun and interesting in iterations to come. We'll see. I did see somewhere on Reddit that someone was like, hey, we would have just taken, a Death Star raid instead of this. And I totally agree with that 100%. Everything else, Corona's status quo, right? Some people are stupid, some people are less stupid. Stock market's been on a tear. It kind of pulled back a little bit last few days, or this week for the most part. Today was up a little bit. Congress needs to get their fucking heads out of their asses, no matter what party you affiliate with, red, blue, or otherwise. You can't help but be frustrated, because it's not any one side's fault. It's not any one person's fault, not any one side's fault. Both sides of the aisle are being pretty fucking stupid. They would rather not compromise on anything or enough things to get another stimulus bill passed, and just let all of us kind of, flounder or even drown in the enormity of our current circumstance. A lot of people need another stimulus bill in order to keep their businesses afloat, in order to pay their bills, maybe not even all of their bills, but just the bare minimum bills in order to eat. People are still getting laid off. Today, the numbers came out, it was back over 1 million. 1 million people filed for unemployment for the first time. That's not even continuing unemployment, that's new unemployment claims. It was over 1 million today, after having been down only, so to speak, 900,000 the week prior. So things are still bad. The summer is drawing to a close, and then it's going to be fall again. And then all these businesses that have been able to maybe scrape by, or at least, maybe not at least, but maybe break even over the last couple months with outdoor dining and whatever else, they're going to be fucked again because it's going to be the fall, and who the fuck is going to want to eat dinner outside when it's 50 degrees or 40 degrees or 30 degrees or 20 degrees? And we can't do indoor dining, so, Congress needs to get their fucking heads out of their asses and put away partisan politics just for a little while longer and get another bill going. I don't care who you're voting for in November. You have to want Congress to do something now, because if they don't, come November, we're all going to be fucked, and who sits in the Oval Office isn't going to matter, really. Because that many more businesses will have shuttered for good. That many more people will be unemployed, laid off, broke, destitute, God forbid, homeless. Forget about sick. So Congress needs to act now. And if any of you are so inclined, write, email, call your congressperson, and let them know that they need to do something. They need to do something. Yeah, it's not pretty. Yeah, it is not pretty. I mean, Congress is being recalled to vote on the Postal Service, which I get is an issue for many, but don't you think you should recall them to also vote on a stimulus bill? Luckily, some members of Congress have written a letter to Speaker Pelosi basically saying, listen, we need to not only vote on the Postal Service, we need to vote on a relief bill, another stimulus bill. And they are absolutely correct. Although I am a registered Democrat, I am no fan of Nancy Pelosi. I really can't stand her, quite honestly. And the far, far left honestly can't stand her either because of how she has treated AOC, the far left's rising star. I am not really a fan of AOC in terms of her politics. I am a fan of AOC in terms of her intellect and her ability to talk, speak, and debate. Again, not a fan of her politics. She's a lot of it too far left for me. But you have to at least respect her ability. I don't respect Nancy Pelosi's ability. I quite frankly think that Nancy Pelosi is just the Democratic version of the president, whether she would agree with that or not. In fact, she definitely wouldn't. But she's just as much of a bully as she claims the president is. She's a total fucking hypocrite. And I'm not a big fan of the president most of the times either. I don't like either of their tactics, quite honestly. Yeah. Which is why I not only would like to see Nancy Pelosi out as Speaker again, but I really wouldn't have minded a moderate Republican contesting the incumbent president like Mitt Romney. But whatever, too late now. Kamala Harris as VP pick, I think that's a good pick. A lot of people don't like her because she's a flip-flopper a little bit, but that's every politician. I don't understand. Someone being a flip-flopper shouldn't even really matter because they are just all flip-floppers. Every single one of them. You don't make it far in politics if you're not a flip-flopper. So calling a politician a flip-flopper is like calling them an American. It's like synonymous. But I do think she's a good pick. She's attractive, even if you're not into minorities. She's just objectively an attractive woman. She's intelligent. I really like her because, or the parts I do like about her are that she used to be a prosecutor. She used to be attorney general. So I like that. I think that Biden made a good pick in getting some of the law and order vote there, getting some minority votes there, although a lot of minorities do not like former prosecutors and have said as much about Kamala Harris and also Amy Klobuchar, both having been having been prosecutors at different points or certain points in their careers. A lot of people don't like former prosecutors. I do. I feel like most moderates would. Certainly more conservative people would. I like her as VP pick. A lot of people had thrown out a lot of other names. I just didn't want next 2024's Democratic candidates. I didn't want that pool to be larger than it was this past time around. Adding someone like a Stacey Abrams or any of the other people that were mentioned, Susan Rice, that would just widen the field even more. I mean, Joe Biden was a candidate from day one, and look how wide the field was even with him in there. I do really like Susan Rice, though. I really want to see Susan Rice as chief of staff because she would be a very, very good traffic cop for the White House and the West Wing. She knows her shit. A lot of Republicans don't like her because of Benghazi, among other things. But I really like Susan Rice. If you watch Susan Rice in interviews or whatever on YouTube, you can tell that the woman exudes intelligence. And she spent a lot of time as national security advisor and our representative to the United Nations. She could also be Secretary of State, but I really would like to have her brain and intellect in the West Wing of the White House, especially with Joe Biden in there, whom I really think will be, if he's even elected, will be a one-termer because he'll be fairly decently into his 80s at the end of 4 years. I think he's like 78 or 79. He's up there. I think he's even older than the president. So, anyway, we'll do stock talks next video because this was only, 13, 14 minutes or so. Hope it helps. Really wasn't that hard. You just have to go in there with the right team, right sets.